I would like to remind you to generate a bodhicitta. Now, today I thought it's good to teach this Kadampa, the master Langri Tangpa's teaching. That is the Lodjong, the 8 verses. Lodjong in Tibetan word is mind training. All our practices is for training our mind. If any practice that is not helping you to train your mind, so then that is, we don't consider Dhamma practice. Because why need to train our mind? Because our mind is being so wild and untamed from the beginnings of the time. Therefore, this untamed and wild mind, if we don't train well, then we cannot end the unwanted suffering, pain, miseries. As Langri Tangpa himself says, to me, every single word of the Buddha is to train our mind. So therefore, Kadampa masters, of course, every practice is a Lodjong, but particularly the Kadampa's teaching is mainly for the Lodjong, how to train the mind. So now, Dani Simjin Tamjila, Yishin Nurbu Lethapi, Tuncho Drupe, somebody, Tado Jewan, Zimbersho. Now, number 1, he says, with the determination to accomplish the highest welfare of all sentient beings, and who excel even the wish-fulfilling jewel, may I at all times hold them dearly. Myself, with the determination to accomplish the highest welfare of all sentient beings, Dani Simjin Tamjila, Yishin Nurbu Lethape, Tuncho Drupe Sambayi. Okay, you can just simply say who or give the wish-fulfilling jewel, may I at all times hold them dear. This means all sentient beings is like the wish-fulfilling jewel, because, as I said a few days before, the teaching from the Shantideva, without sentient beings, that I cannot achieve my practice, isn't it? So therefore, I am very much in the sense of the willing to help all sentient beings, because of them that I am able to achieve my practice. So all sentient beings is more valuable than the fulfilling wish jewel. Therefore, I will hold all sentient beings so dearly. I value sentient beings more than myself. I cherish sentient beings more than myself. So, as much as I care for myself, because I care for myself, because of this, I care for myself, because of this, I am practicing to dispel the suffering and the pain, and I am adopting the practices, Dhamma practices, because I want to achieve the Buddhahood. So therefore, I now will switch this to others. So in this matter or case, then I should accept every situation that comes to me, and I must not be too partial, and I have to accept equally, whether people respect me or people use a harsh word to me, and any situation that comes to me, I should joyfully accept equally. Because every situation that comes to me is going to be helpful to progress my practice. So the Langri Tangpa wishes that may I hold all sentient beings so dearly, and I will accept anything that comes to me. In order to walk with the sentient beings, with your Dhamma practice, and you have to prepare to accept every situation that comes to you, must not disturb your practice or to decline your practice. Otherwise, you cannot break through all these problems, because the problem is something very like the nature of the samsara, where there is full of suffering and the pain and the chaos. Because like the difficult situation around, and if you involve in, and you have known already the situation is not easy, yet you are willingly to solve the problem, right? So similar to bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas who has a genuine love, compassion for all sentient beings. So when they walk with the sentient beings, they will accept all the situation. And the next, Kandu Sudam Dobetse, Dani Kunle Mendashin, Siena Samba Tawai, Cholo Jeva Zimbersho. Whenever I associate with others, may I think of myself as the lowest of all. From the depth of my heart, hold the others as a supreme. What does this mean? Because worldly, this is quite a funny sense that I should always be low, but others are always up. Why? I am that bad. You see, the training of mind. This is the training of the mind. Because our mind, from the beginningless of the time, so much proud. We have a full of pride. So this is the cause of the suffering, the samsara. So now try to bring down the power of the pride. So this is the training. And on the one hand, it's true because, as I said earlier, that without sentient beings, there is no that you can be so proud, because the pride with your practice, your meditation, your philosophy, something good things that you developed. Why you are able to develop all these qualities? Because of sentient beings. So every practice that we perform is because of others. We need an object. The object is the sentient beings. Bodhicitta is the bodhicitta is the one who lead us to the Buddhahood. So without the bodhicitta, all your practices are being wasteless. So bodhicitta should be developed with the object of sentient beings. And the Nagarjuna says, okay, Nagarjuna says, I myself, sentient beings, if we wish to be enlightened, then bodhicitta, he says. Then the next is the compassion. Then the wisdom. So these three, the compassion, bodhicitta, wisdom, to develop, we need object. So that is sentient beings. So the bodhisattvas has no reason to be proud without object of sentient beings, right? If you are able to do practice without sentient beings, then it's okay. You can be so proud. Yes, that's reasonable that I have a pride. I can walk myself. Thank you. I don't need you. But no way. No way. Absolutely no way. So without them, then I cannot do practice. I cannot be so perfect individual, so perfect practitioner. So everything comes from them. So I have to be so thankful to them. Therefore, I'm lower. They are high. The Chengawa, Kadampa master, they call three brothers, the Putchungwa, Chengawa, Potowa, Chengawa, Putchungwa. This we call three brothers of the Bodhisattva. So Chengawa's practice, his main practice is crying. He cries always. And the Atisha always spy after 2 or 3 of them, doing good practice or not. So he asks someone, check, what are they doing? And then they say, he asks us, what is Chengawa is doing? And someone says, I don't know. He covered his head with his rope and then he cried. And then Atisha says, that's the best practice. Yeah. So see, why is the best practice? Because Atisha sensed that he's really doing Dharma practice with the compassion, loving kindness, and bodhicitta. But he cries inside the cave, not in the public. Yes, if you cry in the public, or maybe doubtful. Don't know why. When he come out, he doesn't show his tears, and he, okay. no problem. But deep inside, still, he's crying. So this is the kind of sense of practicing genuine bodhicitta. So the life story of those Kadampa masters, the more you read, one day you will cry also. So it's very good. But not because of crying, you are just being emotional. And also sometimes you cry for nothingness, but cry for sentient beings that he or she cannot tolerate the pain and the suffering and the miseries in them. So you can read next time the life story of Putchungwa, Chengawa, then this Potowa. So very nice, because their life story themselves is the instruction and the teachings. If you read more their life story, then you will feel, it's quite shameful that I pretend as a bodhisattva, and I'm doing a practice for other sentient beings, but in fact I'm doing this for myself. It's not really fully developed my genuine compassion, loving kindness for sentient beings compared to their life story if I read. So therefore you can get a lot of inspiration from their life story. So as a Karmapa Michu Doji, the 8th Karmapa, he said, we must notice and read those inspiring life story of bodhisattvas, because we have such a natural connection towards those such a wonderful life story. So upon the reading those inspiring life story, so you get blessing from them. So there you can they cultivate the genuine compassion and loving kindness as much as they did. So then, as Langri Tangpa says, that I should consider myself lower and the others are high. But that's from the depth of your heart, because he said it's from the depth of your heart you should develop such a knowledge. Not you just bow to someone. It's not. This is not enough. So you should bow from your heart and from your mind, not physically. Okay, next. Cholam kundo rangju la tokjin nyumong jemata dashen mano sheben zeta long and show. This is the other two, the earlier two of the 8 verses. The other 2 verses were for mainly how to train the bodhicitta, and now this verse is mainly how to deal or walk with the emotion. Okay, now here it says in English, in all actions may I search into my mind. As soon as delusion arise that endanger myself and others, may I firmly face and avert them. Observation. Now this is talking about observation. We need to be observed our mental attitude. When it says here, in all actions, this is a very powerful word. Why in all action? Sometimes we tend to do like physically a Dhamma a practice, like doing prostration, verbally recitation mantras. There are many kind of activities we do, and we think these are virtuous action. But at the same time, if you don't observe your mental attitude, so the physical, seemingly the physical the action, Dhammic action, the verbal Dhammic action could be like what called harm to your practice or against your bodhicitta. Body, speech, mind. Among these 3, the most powerful is the mind, not other 2. Okay, now I give you one example. Let's say someone is doing prostration. Someone is doing prostration. When you look at him or her, okay, yes, he's doing Dhamma practice. But at the same time, for him or for her, the same time that he is doing prostration, but at the same time, his mental attitude can be wrong. If his motivation is impure, then because of this, then his prostration is also become negative. Or same thing, like someone recite mantra or chanting prayers, whatever the verbal, the virtue action he or she may do. But if your mental attitude is the same time can be diluted, a lot of negative motivation, negative mental attitude can be associated at the same time. If this is the case, the verbal recitation is become also diluted. So therefore, applying observation is needed. Otherwise, you think that I'm doing prostration, I'm reciting mantra or chanting prayer, but you never observe your mental attitude. The same thing then the same time the virtue action, so-called seemingly you are doing virtue action, bodily and verbally, but it's not. In fact, it's not really the virtue action. It's a non-virtue action. But the mind, when you do meditation of compassion, loving kindness, meditation of impermanence, meditation of like emptiness, so once your mind is involved in the practice of the genuine Dharma, then at the same time mind cannot involve in negative mental attitude. When someone is doing compassion, at the same time cannot make arise the anger same time. So therefore, the mind is the most powerful. So that's why Buddha has mentioned among these three, the mind is the most powerful. And in the Kadampa tradition, they said the mind is the prime witness. So in our practice, we need to observe our motivation. Very, very important. This is very important. All our problems come from lack of observation, lack of mindfulness, that you're being so careless. You tend to do all Dhamma practices, but yet you have lacked the motivation, pure motivation, and the observation, mindfulness, the good mental attitude. So therefore, we waste our time and practice. So that's why Langri Tangpa says, in all actions, may I search into my mind. You have to search, means observe. In case if you find the delusion arises from your mind, then don't be careless, walk with it. Walking with it has different methods. Like in Theravada tradition, they are trying to push or dispel the delusion, and the Mahayana way they try to walk with it, means they try to bring it into the path, and then the Vajrayana Vajrayana, they are very skillfully and then bring delusion into the practice, means the transformation. And in Tibetan word, Dokpa Sho, but in English they are simply translated avert them or turn away them, but it's not really turn away, but actually as a skillful means they are different according to the practitioners. Skillful means, as I said, the levels of the realization. Some may not be able to turn it away, and some they can bring it into the practice, and some they can transform this delusion into the practice. So that depends on your skill and your level of realization, but at least must not overwhelmed by the powerfulness of the delusion. What happens if I don't pay attention with the delusion when it arises? Then the problem is, now Langri Tangpa says, because this endangers myself and others, and it endangered from the beginningless of the time, so now this will endanger and more myself and others. So this is the practice of the Putchungwa. Putchungwa never walked out from his cave. And then someone went to the door and knocked his door, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Oh, I'm so scared of samsara. So therefore, I'm not dare to walk out from this cave." And he said, "I'm dealing with the samsaric situation. Until I stabilize the situation, I'm not capable to walk out." Every situation is very sensitive to those great masters, because they think that these so powerful situations that makes you very emotional, and then bring down your practice. So therefore, until stabilize your mind, so they think this is not the right time to walk outside and to deal with the people situation. I have to work with myself first to make a stabilization myself, then go out, work with others. So making capable themselves is the great preparation to make others stabilize their mind. To be with you, to be honest with you, I myself sometimes I feel very shameful when I sit on throne here and I ask it, oh yes, this and that, then this and that, you should do this, don't do this. So, and not only me, when I look at the whole, world, that the many others that also say these things and that things, but when I examine myself, I'm still not really well prepared to say it, but then no choice. Satya Pandita, the great master from Satya, is a scholar and a great master. And he said, I teach others. This is great teaching for me. Of course, he's great. He said, I teach to you, but I feel ashamed myself. The great word for me, because not those times, but these days. So he's a kind of a predicted. It's coming soon. So now it's already here, like myself. I teach you, but when I look at myself, what shameful to say it, yes, this is right, this is wrong. I myself is not really fully prepared well to decide and to teach decisively. But yet, I'm still weak and undecisive level. So, supposed not to be like that. We have to teach everything with the confidence. I have to make myself very confident. Then I can say, yes, this and that. But then now, also no choice. Jangwan Lodutai says, this degeneration time, people keep talk about Mahamudra. Yeah? But Mahamudra is supposed to teach, the teacher himself will fully realize the Mahamudra. There he teaches the Mahamudra from the experience, not from theoretically, not from the ideologically, not from the intellectually, but rather from the experientially. Yeah. But he said, lack of experience, but teaching. But to him, Jamgon Lodra says, it's rather more helpful and more kind if somebody tell the cause and the result. The teaching of the cause and the result is more appreciated than the teaching of the Mahamudra. But sadly to say, nowadays the Mahamudra and the Mahāti is become like a fashion. And also people are so excited with the Mahamudra and the Mahāti because I have experienced that in Asia. If somebody teaches a course and a result, almost nobody. But if the signboard outside or in the website they send out Mahamudra teaching, wow, 1,000 people crowded. But in fact, all of us, even we don't work as a simple teaching like from Kadampa, how to work with our emotion and our delusion. But we still look at up Mahamudra and Mahāti, so try to jump up. But what happens if you fall in between? You are unable to catch up, and you have lifted up already from here, jump up, in between, oh, I can't think of this. So it's really terrifying. So therefore, have to be really careful. Listen to such a wonderful teaching from the Kadampa. Essential, practical, powerful teaching. Much more than Mahamudra, really. A baby, like 2 years old, maybe 1.5 years old, you try to feed a dumpling. Too much. He cannot chew it, cannot digest it. How could you feed such a huge meat dumpling to this baby? Yeah? Similar, because this baby is not well prepared to be digested this much, that much food. Right? So similar, we have to digest our own the practice which is suitable to me, and then after that, once you are fully developed, fully matured, then you can go to the next. You have time. That's you have to prepare. It's not that something that you are so excited with the title, name of the teachings like Mahamudra, Mahāti, Shunyata. Oh, this will not work with you at all. At all, I can guarantee. I myself, enough received teaching of the Mahamudra and the Mahāti from his soul, Geshe Langri Tangpa, with many other masters. But to be honest, I'm still practicing this, not the Mahamudra. Why? Because I am still preparing to digest the practice of a Mahamudra. So, still not fully matured to be digested Mahamudra and Mahāti teaching. So therefore, I'm still struggling with this such a powerful teachings. Okay. Rangshing Nyenpa Rinpoche Dikdu Tabu Nyenpa Say Rinjing Terdang Chebashin Nyenpa Kagyü Mönlam Show. When I see beings of wicked nature oppressed by violent misdeeds, afflictions, may I hold them dear as if I had found a rare and a precious treasure. Bodhisattvas have heavy responsibility. It's not only with the title. And what is the responsibility of the bodhicitta? Because you have to walk the most difficult situation. You have to walk with the hardest situation, not the easiest situation. That's why in the teaching it says, no, I have reminded you a few days back when you have taken bodhicitta vow, that before taking bodhicitta vow, I did remind you. I think so. I think I did. If I'm not lying, I did. What I did, I remind you again. Say that if you are not well prepared to take a bodhicitta vow, please don't take. Did I say that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So when you face some most difficult situation, then you must not give up to walk with that. Sometimes you say, oh, this is too much. Then you walk up or walk away. This is not. You have to appreciate, wow, this is the time for me to walk with the bodhicitta, to deal with this situation. This is a kind of a treasure, as I said, a rare and a precious treasure to me. Now I have to take it. I have to walk with it. I must not give up. Yeah? So therefore, your duty, you must know, you have taken bodhicitta vow, and you think that now I'm doing practice of the bodhicitta. So when such a situation or the external factor comes to you, if you walk away or give up, then this is a great cheating to the Buddha's bodhisattvas, and this is a great cheating to all sentient beings, which is a very sinful, unforgivable situation. So therefore, you should, that's why bodhisattvas teaching, like Shantideva's teaching, they always remind you, be well prepared to take such action. Don't just blindly take the bodhicitta vow. So, if somebody uses a harsh word in front of you, accuse you in front of you, and also make a shameful the situation in front of the public, then you should say, thank you so much. This is what I'm looking for. Historically, Lama Dhammarakshita, he was giving teaching in the public, big public, and he is a pure bhikshu, but out of jealousy, somebody doesn't like him. And then he asked a woman who's carrying a baby, and asked her, okay, can you bring this baby to him? Said that this is your baby. And I made embarrassing in front of public, and then this woman came with the baby, said, here, this is your baby. Then the Maharaji said, oh, no problem, put it on the table. Then he put touched gently, oh, so nice. But later this woman regret, which is very simple, it's not true. Then she came up, said that, sorry, this was my negative motivation. Somebody really pushed me, something like that. This was not really that. I'm sorry. Oh, no problem. You take it back. So it's wonderful, see, no reaction. He takes, okay, everything possible. When you do practice bodhicitta, everything is possible. Yeah, so you see, he's such a great master. He well prepared to accept every situation. That's what I repeatedly said. You have to be prepared to accept every situation. Make sure that you never react from the bodhicitta practice. Otherwise, fail. Be more shameful than the baby brought on table. When I think of this, such a wonderful life story, I think oh, I cannot do that. I may jump off from my throne. Yes, so that's you see that's how weak our mind is. So reading life story of like this kind of such a great life story is very helpful to generate our pure motivation, devotion, the determination, as well as like a confidence over your practice, what you're doing. So you will be so determined to accept the situation. He did, why I cannot? And he didn't, why I cannot? So something like that, they can give a lot of the inspiration, and you become so inspiring to do such. So the reading such a wonderful life story is really helpful. And for them, such incidents like unexpected situation, oddly unthinkable situation, something like that, for them, they think, oh, this is a treasury, rare and a precious treasure, which I need it. I'm so thirsty and hungry for this situation. Now you brought this, I should cherish you as my teacher and a master, instead of really to consider as an enemy. But never. They never consider enemy. They think, my teacher, my master. These obstacles are not obstacles. These are great teaching to me to examine the taste of my practice. Otherwise, the funny story will come in Lhasa, in Tibet. So one time, a person going around the Kora, the Lhasa, Potowa, not Potowa, Johang. So someone is doing meditation beside the stupa there, and then he asked it, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he said, I'm doing meditation over patience. Then he said, eat shit. Then he jumped and chased after this person, shouted, thrown the stone, said that, how come you said they should eat? Then he said, no, be patient. Be patient. You are doing meditation over patience. So embarrassing. So better don't have such a story. Sorry, sounds quite bad before lunch. But anyway, this is a story. Yes, but you don't need to think of this. Just forget about it. Dala Sangye Tadoki Shigur Laso Mirikpi Chonkarangi Lembadang Jaka Shena Buasho. When others out of envy they treat me so badly with the slander, abuse, and the like, may I suffer the loss and offer the victory to them. Most difficult practice, this one. Someone abuse you, shout at you, then what? The slander at you, but you still think, oh, take your victory. I'm the loser, you are the winner. Such a so difficult practice. Now you can see these practices, how to train our mind, is not easy, right? We need a continuity practice to understand, to accept the situation, which is not easy, as you know, but still this Kadampa master said, this is needed. Otherwise, no way to get out of our suffering and pain. When you listen, it seems easy, right? When you read a book, seems very easy. Commentary, very clear, and it seems very easy. But problem is, when it comes to you, then the problem is there. Kadampa masters became master because of this practice. If you really want to become a good practitioner, then this is the only way. So from here you can observe and you can notice, simply recite a few mantras and doing few simple meditation, simple chanting prayers is not enough at all. Our life is going through pain and suffering, which we don't want, right? And now if you really don't want this pain and suffering, needless pain, needless miseries, to get out of these needless pain and suffering, then this is the only way. And this is obvious in our lives, because all situation is very clear, and it will happen, and it will come to me when I do practice. This we cannot deny. It will come to me. Obstacles, hindrance, difficulties. Now, it will come. But the fact is, whether you can take it or not, that's the point. So, if you really want to take it, then therefore you have to be diligent and understand what you practice. And the Langri Tangpa, in his other teaching, he says, I have opened up the profound scriptures of the Buddha, but only I found the point is all faults and the mistakes come from me, not others. All the benefit, all the happiness, and all the good qualities come from others. This is the only, such a wonderful word that I have ever found from the Buddha's scripture. That's what the Langri Tangpa says. He said, therefore, he continues, therefore, it's worthy that I accept others' reaction, others' accusation, others' blame. I accept, it's worthwhile. And I give victories and the good things to others is worthy. Bodhisattvas are so clever, and they have full of wisdom. They won't tell us just out of entertainment or just out of their profession, but they tell us everything from their experience. They have a logic, they have a reason, they have everything to prove such thing. They won't tell out of just simply, oh yeah, you better do that. So they are well practitioner who fully achieved from their practice. So each and every word given from them is so powerful. If you do it, you can prove it from the practice. When the one whom I have helped benefited with the great hope and the hurts mean badly, may I behold this particular person as my supreme guru. I helped someone, I did all my best, but as a return, he or she did all bad things to me, and then he said, oh, this is my supreme guru, teacher, supreme teacher. Really appreciate, not from our mouth only, from the depth of our heart, he really appreciates such an individual. The concept of this, very clear. You see, you are working with your ego. Your enemy is the ego, right? To finish your ego. So all sorts of these things appreciate. And usually the people say, oh, to finish my enemy, I will find all kind of methods, right? They will say, I will try all my methods. I will try all my best to finish my enemy. Same thing. To finish my enemy of ego, okay? I will try all my methods, and all my best. So these are the methods to finish your ego. Because you see, the concept is very easy. Someone accused me, right, in front of public, in the public, someone accused me. These bodhisattvas, great masters, they don't consider he or she is accusing me, but he or she is accusing my ego. So therefore, you are my teacher. So simple. If you don't think this way, if you hide your ego, you think that he is accusing me, then it's so shameful, difficult to accept he is my guru. No, never he is my guru. He make me embarrassing, he make me ashamed, shameful in front of people, right? But instead, to them, it's different. Oh, so nice person. Thank you so much to come to pointing out my ego. Hey, ego, did you hear? What did he say? And then maybe he said, I didn't hear. Okay, then please say more. So we have to switch this the mindset. Yeah? Then you should think it's simple. Next time, anybody accuse you, say bad things, look down on you, slander you, accuse you, you should think, oh, to my ego, not me. He accused my ego, yes, not me. Then you should tell people, did you hear? So, if you want, hear your ego, so let him tell you. This is such a great teaching. So, not me, my ego. You make separate, you and ego. Then you feel much more relaxed. Yes, it's not me, ego, yes. Yeah, I think this is, not I think only, it's true. It's really true. That's how whole teachings like this. It's not that you, Langri Tangpa is to try to bring you down, make you shameful. It's not like that. You should think they are so wisdom, the great master who achieved such a great wisdom. So telling us the true information, how to walk with the ego, how to finish the ego. So all sorts of things need to be accepted. Otherwise, no way to get out of our problem at all. In short, may I directly and indirectly offer benefit, happiness to all my mothers. May I secretly take upon myself the harmful actions and the suffering of my mothers. All sentient beings are so kind. Because of them, I could practice patience, loving kindness, compassion, right? And that really they are helping me to dispel or to diminishing my powerful ego. So therefore, it's worthy that I give all this, the happiness, the benefit to others, and to take their harmful actions and the suffering back to me. It's worthy, because it's a repair their kindness. When it says here, secretly, somewhere, secretly take upon myself, it's very important. Otherwise, there are a lot of misunderstanding with the practice. Like sometimes you are showing, like making big show, like show off with your practice. That's not good. And sometimes, like you are kind of in a different way of like what I call this wearing different clothes and the different like things that you try to show people that I'm doing this practice and that practice. And if you are not so careful with that, so then the Langri Tangpa's teaching is for this, because he says secretly. Otherwise, you show off, then not much benefit you can make. Later, you are too much attached to your practice. Then again, you trap inside the practice. Then instead of benefiting yourself, and it causes a further problem. So therefore, secret, keep low profile your practice. Like doing meditation, long time back, those great masters, they do meditation when there are no people around. Like when people sleep in the night, so they get up and they do meditation. But when they are in the public, so they keep low profile. They're almost showing nothing. Not like nowadays, like that I'm doing this, I'm doing that in the Facebook, in the YouTube, and in the TV, and in the media. It's not like that someone really shooting the video, then you do like that. Yeah? So there's no TV and the shooting, then nothing. It's not like this is the opposite, which is like His Holiness the Ngokyen Rinpoche doesn't like this kind of attitude at all, because I have been, with him, receiving teaching from him. So his instruction is always like that. So keep your profile, but do more strength in the powerful practice. So this one is the teaching of wisdom. May all this remain undefiled by the stains of keeping in view the 8 worldly principles. May I, by perceiving all phenomena as illusory, unattached, be delivered from the bondage of samsara. All these practices make sure not to defile by 8 worldly dhammas. And then realizing all phenomena is illusory and unattached, then be delivered from the bondage of samsara. So this means undefiled. The practice should be undefiled with the motivation that you are looking for, like a good name, like the position, the power, and the long life, and gather so many people, crowded, and the reputation. These are all obstacles to our practice. So therefore, Kadampa masters, they said, may be eliminate such things. And may myself and all sentient beings be able to realize all phenomena as an illusory and as an illusion. Okay, that's it. So 8 verses. So keep in mind, please.